Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into one of the hearts of Nigerian's cuisine, but with a twist. I prepared this mouth-watering Isi Ewu Delicacy without limestone, without the traditional ungu, and without mortar. So forget about the old school method. I've got a modern hack. Come with me to my kitchen. Let me show you how I did it. For the benefit of those who are not familiar with this delicacy, Isi Ewu is a rich, flavorful goat head delicacy, popular to the eastern people of Nigeria. It's always a hit in every Igbo gathering. Here I have the goat head, the star ingredient of today's delicacy, and also I have the brain. I have cleansed them already with lemon and salt. Normally I would stop here when washing my meat or fish, but not with goat head. I go a step further to pour in boiling hot water and add about 2 tablespoons of vinegar to properly sanitize the goat head. This step helps to get rid of all the slimes on the gum, makes it easy to scrape the tongue, and helps to get rid of anything that may trigger irritation when I am done cooking and set to enjoy my cook. This step is a must for me. I'll let this sit to cool off for about 5 minutes while I prep other ingredients. Here I have my calabash nutmeg, ihuru. I crack the shells and add it to my blender. I also added some uziza seed and also a little bit of Cameroon pepper for hotness and to help my blender. I went ahead to blend, and my Isi Ewu spice mix is ready. Back to the Isi Ewu, the goat head. It's been cooling off for a while. I'll go ahead to scrape out the tongue, the gum, the upper and lower jaws, and anything disgusting off this goat head. Look at this disgustingness, and it makes me wonder if these commercial sellers, all these roadside restaurants and shops, eateries and spots take their time to really clean it like this before preparing it and selling it to people to eat. Back in Nigeria, whenever I go out with friends to Isi Ewu spot, when the Isi Ewu is served on the table, in my head, I used to imagine a lot of things, like how slimy and dirty the place they killed the goats looks, and if the people that cooked the goat head took their time to cleanse the goat properly. Usually I choose the part I eat, but at this point it doesn't matter, like the meats were boiled together. So I just take 1 or 2 pieces and I'm done. But if I spot the teeth before eating, I'll pass. I just like to make it myself, and if I'm not making it, I'm not eating it. Just like most people don't like to eat beans outside because they don't know how it is being prepared. I like to prepare my Isi Ewu myself, so I'm confident when I'm eating it. These are all the trash I scraped out from the goat head, and I also took out the teeth. See how disgusting they look. I can't imagine cooking them with the goat head, like this whole thing boiling into the meat that I'm going to eat. No, the goal is not to throw up, but to enjoy this delicacy. At this point, I can confidently say that the goat head is wise. To the pot, I added 3 chunks of onions, a tablespoon of salt, 2 Maggi cubes, a tablespoon of chili pepper, and water. And back to the goat brain, which is like a must for this delicacy. I have this food bag which I'll be using to tie and cook the goat brain. It's BPA free, meaning it's safe for food. I took one out. I poured in the goat brain. I tied it up very well so water doesn't get in. If you've watched up to this point, give this video a like if you're yet to do so. Add it to the pot, then I cover and cook. And I kept checking on the meat, occasionally adding water till the meat is tender enough to my preference. While that is cooking, I'll go ahead to prepare the ungu. Here I have my ungu made from plantain peel. Basically, you get plantain peel, wash them very well and burn them to ashes. In a mixing jar, I add a tablespoon of the ashes from the plantain peel. I added in some warm water and I stir and mixed very well and set aside and let it infuse its goodness into the water. Now it's time to prepare the ncha. I don't have mortar. No problem. I poured my oil into my blender like a boss. And I added the ungu water made from the plantain peel ashes. Just look at how my oil is curdling up already, and I went ahead to blend. Traditionally, the Igbos use potash, limestone, akanwa, however you call it, or ungu made from palm ashes as a secret ingredient that helps the oil to curdle up. I add in 1 Maggi cube. I take out the goat's brain, which has been cooking for about 30 minutes. I untied the food bag and add it to the blender and blend. I add salt to taste. Add the blended spice mix. And I add a tablespoon of dried utazi leaf and blend. Guys, there is no exaggeration when I say this is the easiest method ever of preparing Isi Ewu. No vigorous stirring, no pounding, no sweat, just a push of a button and my ncha is ready. Here I have my ugba. It is cleansed already. I'll go ahead and add it to the pot. Oil bean takes Isi Ewu to the next level. It's a flavor bomb on its own. I add my sliced chili peppers, add the ncha to the pot, give it a good stir, and it was an explosion of flavor. My ncha is slicky smooth and lime free. What is Isi Ewu without ncha? If you know the answer to that question, please drop it in the comment section. Finally, I add the goat head to the pot and I give it a good mix, making sure the ncha coats every bit of it. I'm sure at this point you've noticed the color of my ncha. It's because I added in dried uziza during the blending process. If you have fresh uziza, use it for garnishing and skip the dried uziza step and yours will have a brighter color. I served the coated Isi Ewu in a bowl. And to add, I didn't have a problem with how my ncha was looking. It was just perfect and the uziza was giving. Coupled with the ugba and the spice mix was a flavor explosion. I garnish with some sliced onion and some spinach for color. And my no limestone Isi Ewu is ready. A healthier alternative to potash, to akanwa, to limestone, whatever you call it. And I achieved this without sweat. Like, I saved both time and energy. Let it be on record that I was the first to use plantain peel ash in making Isi Ewu. So you too can go try it out and come back to thank me later. And for the leftover ungu, I stored it in the refrigerator and I did the same for the ncha. I transferred it into a jar and I stored it in the refrigerator for future use. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do so. Give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, keep winning and living your best life.